give me more problems if they're not in it. So it's a good thing. The various medium, everything was ripped from DVDs, and so, you know, but the question of the different types of film, old black and white film with optical soundtracks and contemporary film with Dolby sound, you know, those sound qualities are so different, and so that was part of the sound editing process, to kind of try to blend all these things. What was the third question?
I think it had to do with silent film.
Oh, the silent films, yeah. Well, you know, today when you rent a silent film, it's never silent. They put piano music on it. So yeah, it's there's always sound. People don't like silence. Yes, please.
I was very surprised at the showings at Lincoln Center by the number of clips that did not involve time. I was particularly smitten by people who would walk through a door and then a moment later you would see someone else coming out of the door. Going into editing this classic, did you know you were going to be doing that, have so many clips without time?
I think every clip deals with time, either in the dialogue or their transitional passages. You know, you describe a door as, that's for me a transition. You know, someone smoking a cigarette for me is about time. It's a beautiful metaphor for time. It's probably the 20th century equivalent of the candle in the 17th century. You know, and people love to smoke in movies because it's very cinematic. It looks good in black and white. You can't show it publicly in New York City, for instance, which is interesting. But that's another whole thing. Censorship, which I didn't stop myself, because originally I thought this piece could be a public piece, a piece to be shown maybe in an airport or a train station while people are waiting, but still need to know what time it is. But once you start going there, it's impossible, because you can't show people smoking, you can't interfere with the public announce systems, you know, I mean, it becomes so restrictive. You can't show people swearing, no nudity, you know, it's serious. So, but in a museum, you can do all of that and more. Lee.
The film is very addictive, and you never really want to get up, but you're always, while you're aware of the time in the film, you're always aware of your own temporal situation and the tension between those two. Is that part of your intention, or is the ideal viewer the one who really does stick it through 24 hours? Is that how it really ideally should be seen?
It's not a marathon piece where you have to sit there for 24 hours. No, I think it's a piece that you have to come back to when you have a moment, and I prefer people who have these kind of repeat viewings, and you know, make it fit their own life in this, or schedule the clock in their own life. I mean, it's not, I mean, though it does reference a lot of structural film, in a way it is a structural film, you don't have to see it from beginning to end, because there's no beginning, there's no end. Other questions? Yes, please.
Hi, maybe another reception question. I know this work was filmed in Jerusalem, in the Israel Museum, and I wonder whether the reception and the reactions in different countries are different.
I think so. I was struck how in Los Angeles people were so, the audience was so dynamic. They were laughing, they were making commentary, they were, you know, very engaged, and I think it's because a lot of people, maybe they go to movies more, they know someone who works on these films. Everybody has